Have you ever noticed how most people don't feel poor, but they constantly feel behind? Behind on savings. Behind on investing. Behind on where they thought they'd be by now. What's strange is that many of them are earning decent money. Not rich. Not struggling. Just always slightly uncomfortable. And that discomfort usually comes from one quiet question they never fully answer. Should I save first or invest first? Most people think they're choosing between discipline and growth. But in reality, they're stuck inside a system that quietly pushes them toward the wrong order. Let's talk about that. Imagine a fairly normal situation. You're in the US or Europe. You're in your mid-20s or early 30s. You have a job. Maybe not your dream job, but a stable one. After tax, your monthly income is around $3,200 or €3,000. Not bad. Not amazing. But enough to live a normal life. Your rent or mortgage takes $1,200. Utilities, internet, phone, another $250. Car payment or public transport, $300. Insurance, groceries, subscriptions, $600. Before you even think about savings or investing, you're already down to roughly $850. Then life steps in. A dinner out, a birthday gift, a weekend trip, a phone upgrade that felt necessary. By the end of the month, maybe $300 is left. And that's when the mental debate starts. Should I save this, or should I invest it? Saving feels slow. Investing feels smarter. So many people split it randomly, or worse, they invest first and save later. That sounds responsible, but here's the hidden mistake. The problem isn't that people don't know the 50-30-20 rule. Most have heard it before. 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings and investments. The problem is how people emotionally interpret that 20%. They see it as optional, flexible, something to figure out later. And modern financial culture quietly encourages this confusion. Apps celebrate investing, not saving. Social media glamorizes growth, not stability. No one posts about their emergency fund. Saving feels boring. Investing feels intelligent. But math doesn't care about aesthetics. Let's look at the numbers calmly. Say you decide to invest first. You put $300 a month into the market. Over 10 years, at a reasonable average return that might grow to around $55,000. That sounds good. But here's the part people don't calculate. Because you skipped proper saving, you rely on credit when life interrupts. A medical bill, a car repair, a few months of job instability. Each time you swipe a card, a $2,000 emergency on a credit card at 20% interest. Doesn't feel dramatic in the moment, but over time, that interest quietly eats away at your progress. Now imagine this happens just 3 or 4 times over a decade. Your investment returns didn't disappear. They were redirected toward interest payments. Not because you were careless, but because you skipped the foundation. This is the system flaw most people never see. Psychologically, humans prefer visible progress over invisible protection. An investment account growing feels rewarding. A savings account sitting quietly feels pointless. Saving doesn't give dopamine. Investing does. And the financial industry knows this. That's why no one emotionally sells you the idea of stability. They sell you the idea of starting early, without explaining what you should start with. So people invest with fragile finances, and fragile systems don't compound well. Now let's shift perspective. Financially intelligent people don't ask, save first or invest first. They ask something simpler. What prevents me from being forced to make bad decisions later? Saving isn't about return. It's about control. When you have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved, you don't panic, you don't swipe, you don't borrow at bad terms. Only then does investing work the way it's supposed to. Now the 50-30-20th rule becomes clear, not as a formula, but as a mindset. That 20% isn't investment money, it's future decision protection. At first, most of it goes to savings, not forever, just until the ground is solid. Then, gradually, investing takes over. Same rule. Different phase of life. Think about 2 people. Both earn the same income. Both invest eventually. One builds savings first. The other jumps straight into investing. 10 years later, their portfolios might look similar on paper, but their stress levels won't. One reacts to life. life. The other absorbs it. And that difference isn't motivational, it's structural. So the real question isn't save or invest. It's sequence. Stability first, growth second. Not because it's safe, but because it's rational. If this video made you think a little differently about money, not excited, not scared, just clearer, then it did its job. If you value calm, honest conversations like this, you can like the video or subscribe. No pressure, just clarity.